Hi, and welcome to the Me Financial Podcast. I'm Michelle Moses, your host. I'm a certified financial planner, realtor, small business owner, mom, hiker, and avid reader. I started this podcast because I want to discuss the emotions around money and how to handle them. I also want to tell you about the things that I've learned over the years from working with hundreds of people. As we all know, that finances have little to do with numbers and almost everything to do with your emotions. So today we're going to be talking about how you can instantly feel better about your lifestyle and your money in anything that you're doing. I call it alleviating your guilt. I think I can say that because I've been doing this for a long time. You just might think of it as I saw someone and I felt bad, or I spent money and I felt bad. And this is a big, big thing, and I wanted to do it at the beginning of the podcast, because this is the second episode. I want to do this because it is such a huge part of your money. Your guilt and how you feel about what you're spending and how much you're earning and what your lifestyle is, your house, your car, going out to eat with your friends, all that kind of stuff, what you can do for your kids. All of that is your lifestyle, right? And it comes with a lot of guilt of people feeling like they should be doing more. They should be either spending more, they should save more, everybody. And I'm here to tell you that every single person on the face of this earth feels guilty about money. Like the people that have money, they still feel guilty about it. I mean, I talk to people that make millions of dollars a year, and they still get on the phone with me and say, oh, I should cut back on my spending a little bit. Don't you think I should be saving more? I could be, investing in such and such. And, we're going a little crazy with the trips. I mean, that doesn't sound any different than a person that has no money, honestly, and is living from credit card to credit card, right? So it's such a huge thing that I really want you to take a look at it as to where do you judge other people for their money? Where are you judging yourself? And so this little exercise that I want to take you through, I'm going to go through some examples and things like that, but I also want to just take you through, after this podcast, if you could go through your day and you see someone in a nice car. Now, cars don't do anything for me, but they, a lot of people love them and they get jealous. And so what is your reaction? Because some people love to judge that person and go, oh, they're rich, and make little comments like that. And what I'm here to tell you is don't do that. Don't make comments about people that you perceive to be rich, that you are trying to put them down to make yourself feel better, anything like that. There's a lot of people, and you see this online all the time, because they have money, I'm over here slogging away, this whole victim thing that, just because somebody else has money is not the reason that you don't have money. I mean, yes, we could extrapolate this into some of the bigger things about how much CEOs make and, stuff like that, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your everyday thoughts about your lifestyle, your money, and other people when you see them. And so I think it's a lot easier, and the reason I'm starting with this one little exercise is because I think it's easier to be thinking about somebody else. So when you see somebody else and they have more money than you, or they're doing something that you're jealous of, realize that it's jealousy. And I've gotten so, in tune with this, that when I see people that have something, I realize it's jealousy, and I actually speak it out loud. I say, oh, I'm jealous. Okay, I must want that. Okay, maybe I can put that on my list of, things that I kind of want to strive for. But sometimes you can go a little bit deeper, because actually, the things that I'm jealous of are more like, and it's kind of funny because I'm jealous on both sides. Like, I have a cousin who is very, very good with money, doesn't spend anything, just saves a lot. We're about the same age, and his cars are paid off, his house is paid off, all of that. And I'm jealous of that because I love to spend money, and I think I have this job to control myself, and so that I could learn how to balance it all. And that's really what you're getting to is, the balancing. But on the one side, so let me go back to my cousin. So on the one side, I'm jealous of him and his ability to save. But what normally happens is that I am jealous of people that can spend in a carefree manner. Like I'm always very jealous of people that are just like, oh, let's just buy this. Oh, whatever, it's fine. Because I get so worried about making a bad financial decision that my decisions get all messed up, and I have to like really get clear on why I'm doing something, especially with like the big stuff, or clothing shopping. My thing is shopping for clothes and shoes, all of that, hair, spending money on your hair and your nails, and then also with the house. So I really have to rein that in and live within my budget for that. And I've reached a point where I'm absolutely okay with how much I spend. I don't feel like I'm living under like a thumb. But I still have this jealousy of these other people because I perceive that they are somehow happier than me, right? Because they're either spending more carefree or they're saving so much and they have enough to pay off their house. So you can be jealous of all those things, and you're like, okay, well, those are two totally different sides of the coin. One is saving a lot and one is spending a lot. And so I use this example because it's going to come up all the time. And the first thing that you can do to make yourself feel better about your financial world and your lifestyle is to stop yourself from these judgments of either yourself or other people. This is holding you back. You cannot put down people with money and then expect that you want to be like them. Why would you want to be like someone that you are pointing out negative things about? So my challenge to you is like when you see someone that has something that you want, and we're just going to go with that they have more money than you, and you are judging, rich people for being mean, selfish, whatever the whole story is. I really want you to stop that and try to say something nice about them. Because I can tell you from talking to hundreds of people through my being a financial advisor is that, rich people, poor people, they're all no different. There are as many mean rich people as there are mean poor people. It doesn't matter. It's just like cars and driving. There are as many bad women drivers as there are male bad drivers. You could extrapolate this out to a million different examples. So my challenge to you is that if you see someone with money and you are about to judge them and make some either smart aleck comment, or you start to turn it towards yourself, oh, I'll just never get there. You need to turn that around to something positive. Like, oh, they're really nice. Oh, well, maybe they have, and you might not even know them, but how could you say something nice about like, yeah, it is a really nice car. It must have felt really nice to get that day. They must have been really excited, because money is something that, how do I even put this? You got to kind of like work at it. This is not going to happen overnight. I mean, everybody just wants to win the lottery and just like, snap your fingers and have it happen overnight. Being responsible and feeling good about your money, it just takes time. So just like if you're working out, you wouldn't expect to go to the gym and then be able to bench press, however much right away. You would expect that you would start out light and you would work your way up. It is the exact same way with money. So for me, I felt like in college, I've always been good at math, but I would take out credit cards because I'd never had a credit card before. I'm like, okay, let's try this out. They were on campus and handing out all the apps. And so I tried that out and I kind of maxed it out, which I laugh right now because it was like $650. And once I got, and it was more of the exercise of going through it of, oh, okay, now I'm paying this off and now I have this paid off and I have this extra money every month. Oh, okay, that's what this is like. Like you just need to go through and try things out to see what works for you, because the financial world is gigantic. I mean, you are not going to be able to do and be everything. You've got to choose. I mean, just like you choose I keep coming back around to the car, but just like you choose a car from the vast things, you're not going to do every single investment. You are not going to buy every single stock or mutual fund or life insurance or anything like that. You need to figure out what is right for you. And so the first step in this is alleviating your guilt. And by that, I mean starting to talk positively to yourself and starting to talk positively to the people that you perceive as having more money than you, less money than you. I don't care. If you're judging people about having money or any of their lifestyle things, it needs to be like, oh, okay, I need to look at that. Why am I jealous of this person? And a lot of times it's not even about the money. It's more about the feeling, right? It's about the feeling of the freedom and the carefreeness of the time that they might have. Being able to hire a nanny for their kids, whatever it is. But how can you then do a little bit of that? So if you can't afford a nanny, could you maybe call a friend to just come over for a couple hours and watch your kids? Maybe do that every couple weeks, like just to get the essence of whatever it is. And so I really challenge people to try to do it even without money, so like if it's like, I really want to go shopping. Okay. So go to the thrift store. Sometimes you find some cool stuff. Go garage sailing. There might be some cool things like that to where you can get the essence of that feeling that you are jealous of the other person for. I mean, because really all you're going for is hope. Like I always joked around, I was single until I was like 34 years old. And so I always joked around about how like dating was only bad if you didn't have hope, for the next person. And I feel like that's the same thing with money, is that as long as you have hope that things could change and that it could be different and that you could make more money or that the situation could change and you could have sitters for your kids, that's all you need. I mean, that gives you that sense of freedom. And so it's really doing it at whatever level that you are at, and just being kind to yourself. And I know that we hear that all the time, but it's just, the financial world is so big. You're going to be trying stuff on. I'm still trying stuff on. So now I've gone from, starting my business to making a decent living. And now I have other goals about my income goals. I'm starting this podcast. There's other things to get through. And there's always going to be something else around the turn. So you just can't get hung up on all that stuff. And what prompted all of this, and I want to kind of bring this back to social media too, is that I was scrolling on Instagram and it said, this is an ad for women for money. And it said, if you can't handle $100, why do you think you can handle 10,000? And it was like, they're trying to really lay on the guilt. Like, you're not being responsible with your money. So come to us so that we can teach you how to be responsible. But that kind of negativity and honestly shame, you don't need that. Like nobody needs that in their life. So if you see something like that online, just scroll on past. Obviously they're trying to get you to click, but I would never say to somebody, oh, well, you can't cook. So why would you even be able to have a family, or why would you be able to have a house? I mean, that's stupid. I mean, and so my key takeaway is just watch what you're thinking around other people and their money. And I think some good stuff will come up, and I would love to hear about it. So please make comments or email me or on the show. I would love to hear about it. And eventually, I do want to go in this show. I would like it to become having normal people on and talk about their finances and what their situation is. But I think this topic is just so important that I wanted to pop on here and talk for, 15 or 20 minutes about just paying attention to what you're thinking. Because if you're judging other people for having money, you're kind of holding them out at arm's length. You don't want to be like them. They're gross. And that is not where you want to be, because if you're jealous of them, you need to say, okay, I'm jealous. I obviously want that. So when you are judging someone, you're actually usually very jealous of them. And so I know that this is a lot of having to be aware of your thoughts, which is kind of a hard thing to do. I remember when I first started doing this, I would meditate in the morning, and then I'd be going to bed and I was like, okay, I did absolutely nothing that I set out to do. I didn't check in one time about how I felt. And that went on for months. And so now I'm better about it, obviously, because I've worked at it for years. But I hope that listening to this, it'll just bring up something to where you do look at somebody in their car and you realize that you're jealous, and that you really shouldn't be, because they're just on a different path. Everybody's on a different path, and everybody wants different things, just like the car. Everybody wants a different car. I could afford a better car. I could afford a new car, but I don't want the payment. I don't want the insurance, that kind of stuff. Sure, if I was multimillionaire, I wouldn't care, but I'm not. And, this is a situation. And so I have to choose how I want to spend my money. And that's all you're doing, is becoming sure in yourself of the decisions that you're making, so that you can then go forth and spend the money in a way that you feel comfortable about. And that if somebody were to come up and say, well, why'd you do that? You'd be like, I have these reasons and I did it for this, this, and this. And you feel secure in that. And we all know that that's kind of the best feeling, is when you have that clarity and you know why you want to do it, and you have the money, and you've set up this whole goal of being able to do it. That's all we're going for here. That's all I go for in anything that I'm planning, honestly. If somebody needs life insurance, or somebody wants to invest in a certain stock, we're always talking about is it go towards your goals, because just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean that you should, obviously. It's just more about what's right for you. So I think that's it. So if you guys have any questions or comments, and I would love to hear that, if this helped you, or sparked any ideas, I would love to hear about it. You can find us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you enjoy your shows. I would love for you to keep listening and rate us, and remember to subscribe.